Oh yeah, there were some injuries. Yeah, Jimmy G's out for the season. He broke his foot, so that's not great for the 49ers. And oh yeah, Lamar has a knee injury. It's not good, but like, it's not season ending either. So that's what I got there. Here's play of the day. Week 13 NFL Sunday recap. There were some good games. There were some bad games. It was a typical NFL Sunday. Let's get right into the video. Here's the play of the day.
Just hasn't been the case on the scoreboard. Just a 5-point lead. What a punt here by Johnson. Peoples-Jones going to play it from the 25. Breaks a couple of tackles. Peoples-Jones still going. Maintains his balance. It's a foot race. Peoples-Jones will score.
Like and subscribe, hoping you guys enjoy. And now we're doing something new. If you didn't know, yeah, we're doing the injury report. So yeah, Ardo Ibikiti left the Steelers game with a form injury. He's questionable. So yeah, all these guys are basically questionable, literally questionable. But yeah, Jalen Dolan has had a toe injury. Chuma Doga had a knee injury. Delshon Phillips and Ronnie Stanley, quadriceps and ankle are both questionable. Quentin Morris and Deion Dawkins are illness ankle. And if you didn't know, Lamar Jackson, yes, he does have an injury, and he is I wouldn't say doubtful, but it's early in the week. We'll see what happens later. Larry Bourne has an ankle injury. Jaquan Brisker probably won't play. He's in concussion protocol. Kyler Blasted game is illness. Kyler Gordon has a concussion. Kendall Villanor ankle injury. Hayden Hurst, Brandon Wilson, Joe Mixon all on injuries. Concussion for Joe Mixon. And Brandon Wilson has a knee injury. Hayden Hurst calf injury. Okay, Anthony Schwartz has a concussion. David Njoku has a knee, and Sony Taki's out for the season with torn ACL. Quinton Bohan had an knee injury. Achilles for Anthony Brown. K'Wan Williams had a knee injury. Hamstring for Dakota Allen. Jonathan Harris had a knee injury. Andrew Beck had a hamstring injury. All these guys are basically questionable. Where's PUP? Yeah, PUP is for Brandon Wilson, which isn't good. Yeah, Sony Taki's out for the season, obviously. Basically, the rest of these guys should be questionable, but now I'm gonna skip over the. Well, other than Rex Burkhead, and then a couple other teams, like not really anything notable, like Chiefs, not really there. Oh yeah, a knee injury for Trey Pipkins, a starter, and of course Corey Linsley has a concussion, so that's not great there. Rams, Aaron Donald, ankle injury is out for Thursday Night Football. Trayvon Howard, Ben Skoranek, John Wolford, let's question Troy Hill, David Long. The Rams are battered by injuries. All those guys are questionable. A lot of ankle injuries for the Raiders as well. All of them are questionable. A lot of injuries. None of them are anything serious. They're all questionable. Now, okay, so Austin Jackson has an ankle injury. He's on injury. Is expected to return for the finale of the season. Of course, pectoral for Teron Armstead. He's questionable. Still recovering from that. Teddy Bridgewater knee injury is questionable for Week 14 as well. Nothing really notable other than the fact that Caleb Evans is expected to return in 2 weeks because he's out against Detroit. That's all I got there. And then obviously looking at the Patriots, nothing really notable there. They're still recovering. Nothing. Oh yeah. What it's called? Adoree Jackson is out with an MCL. He will be out. Expected to return Week 15. I don't know who they're playing in that game, but yeah, that's what I got there. Okay, nothing really you got for the Jets. Yeah, nothing there. And then we go over. Oh yeah, on the IR now. Week 18. Cody Hollis has a neck injury. You will be expected to return for the finale, maybe the playoffs. Dave Long Jr. out against the Jags. Expected to return Week 15 with a hamstring injury. Kel Holcomb has a foot injury. He's on injured reserve, probably out for the rest of the season. That's all I got for this one, guys. Obviously looking at the injury report, and yeah, see you in the next one. Oh wait, never mind. Where is it? Lamar Jackson, knee injury, questionable for Week 14. John Ross, foot, IR expected to return. Yeah, there's a lot expected to return here. So, yeah, that's all I got for this one, guys. Let's get right to the first game. Here are the Browns and Texans, Deshaun Watson, return, highlights, debut, whatever you want to call it. Here are the highlights for that game.
Where both his meteoric rise and stunning fall from grace took place. It has been nearly 2 calendar years since we last saw Watson in an official NFL play action. Little rollout from Allen's going to put some air under it. And was that caught? No, it's broken up. 2nd and 5, Watson. Everyone covered. Last minute throws it. First down and more. Anthony Schwartz. Football is loose. Houston has it. Brooks today. The Crooks unavailable. As Kaimi Fairbairn bags it in from 40. And faking to Chubb. To the end zone. It's picked off. Petrie. Allen the fake. Pass incomplete. 2nd and 10. He's trying to navigate a very dangerous part of the field. Chubb, the initial push. Did he get out of the end zone? I don't think he did. What a punt here by Johnston. Peoples-Jones going to play it from the 25. Breaks a couple of tackles. Peoples-Jones still going. Maintains his balance. It's a foot race. Peoples-Jones will score. On 2nd and 10, Allen's trying to get him some breathing room. Football squirted out. It's picked up. Cleveland into the end zone. Try to get Houston a little bit closer. Good snap, good hold. York had that memorable NFL debut, and we're going to get a little help. That pass deflected in the air, it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Fields, and he is in for the pick 6. And another terrific kick by Borges. King backpedaling just outside his 10. Football is loose. So here's York, only kicker drafted last April. Cleveland 6. Pass to the end zone, and it is.
And the Browns knocked off the Texans on Sunday, 27-14. The Texans suck. Deshaun Watson was not much better. Texans are the worst team in the NFL by far. They got blown out. They were up 5-0. They just suck. Browns are now 5-7. They've won 3 in a row. No, 2 in a row. So good wins for them. They're still somehow in the playoff race. They probably won't make it. For sure won't make it, but you never know. Deshaun Watson again was really rusty. 12 of 22, 131 interception. He made some good throws though. He actually didn't make some bad. He made a couple really horrible bad decision throws and all that crap. He missed some linebackers and all that being rusty, but I really don't think he was as bad as he could have been, but he wasn't very good. They ran the ball down the Texans' throat as expected. Deshaun Watson actually had some good scrambling yards. He still needs to get in better shape. Down Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper weren't anything special because, again, Deshaun Watson only threw for 131 yards on 22 attempts. Greg Newsome was very good. Denzel Ward, of course, with that fumble, scoop and score, good for them there. Tony Fields had an interception. John Johnson had an interception. They didn't actually get a sack somehow, but I don't really think they did much. Well, they really didn't have to. Texans. Well, actually, they had 2. There was a scoop and score and a punt return touchdown. So technically, the Texans only had one. The Texans outscored the Browns' offense. Kyle Allen really actually wasn't super bad, other than the fact that he muffed that ball and he threw some bad interceptions. Of course, a pick 6. Yeah, I don't think that'll be. The Browns didn't throw it. Actually, the Browns, all their points came on a punt return touchdown, which was the play of the week, obviously play of the day, and a pick 6 and a scoop and score. So their offense put up 6 points, which is really bad. But Kyle Allen was, I actually don't think he played super duper bad. Really, he didn't. 20, 39, 201, and touchdown, 2 interceptions. Obviously, you could say he was horrible, but I actually think he made some pretty good, decent throws. Obviously, when the pressure breaks down, you're going to expect him to suck because he's always done that. And Dameon Pierce, best week in a couple weeks, but yeah, that's not really saying much. No one did much receiving. Nico Collins, though, 3 for 35 and a touchdown. Defensively, Jalen Petrie, he was all over the place, 9 tackles and interception. Defensively, they literally didn't give up a touchdown. They were really good. Obanaya Okoronkwo had their only sack. They got some good pressure. Their defense, honestly, probably their best game of the season. Statistically, the Browns had more total yards because they were better up front. But, again, there were 4 turnovers, 2 turnovers. This was a really sloppy game, as expected it was supposed to be. Both teams were pretty crappy up front. But the real thing is, Browns had 3 touchdowns from their special teams and their defense, which is crazy because that really never happens in a game. So that's all I got there. Let's get right to the keys of the game grades for both these teams. And for the Browns offense, run the ball early, then play action spreads to Deshaun Watson outside of the pocket. They actually didn't get him outside the pocket as much as I really wanted them to. Offensively, I'm giving them 3 minuses. Yeah, I don't care. It was Deshaun Watson's first game. They threw up 6 points, and it wasn't really a great game. But they did run the ball okay. Defensively, obviously, I'm going to give them 8 pluses. No, I'm going to give them 5. They're playing the Texans. They had 2 defensive. They outscored the Texans' offense, which is ridiculous. And they had punt return touchdown as well from Down Peoples-Jones. So, the defense did exactly what they were supposed to do, and then some. That's all I got for the Browns. Let's get right to the Texans. And for Houston, figure out a way to move the ball through the air because the lanes are getting clogged for Dameon. Dameon Pierce actually has some decent holes, and he actually took advantage of them. Offensively, though, they were awful. They got outscored by the defense. 5 minuses. Well, not outscored. They were really, really bad, though. Defensively, I'll actually give them 3 pluses. I'll actually give them 5 pluses. Browns definitely their best game of the year. They literally only gave 6 points, and they actually outscored the offense of the Browns 2-0 for most of that game. So all I gotta really say is the Texans defense had the Browns in the ropes, but again, their offense couldn't do crap, and they're a horrible team. That's all I got there. Let's get to the next game. This game was really weird. Obviously, the Lamar Jackson injury was not good. But here are the highlights for the Broncos and Ravens.
From Baltimore, Maryland, CBS Sports presents the National Football League. Today, it's the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. He has missed 6 field goals this year, but not this time. Drills it home. Drake back there, blitzes on, grabbed by Bessie. Out. He ties the game at 3 with 5:55 to play. Browns 3rd and 11. Crumbling pocket, rush downfield. Dulcich has got the ball. This past week it was tight. The kick is here, and it's perfect. And he's good from 41. In a big block, Jewell with the tackle. 1st and 10, chased here by Cooper. And it was picked off. But this one is true again. A 50-yarder. Hand off Duvernay. It goes off to Crochet. Going deep, looking in the end zone. Intercepted a second time. Wilson. They're coming at him hard, and he throws downfield for the tight end. He's got him. Dulcich. It's 3rd down, 12, going deep, and he's looking for Washington, incomplete at the 5. Drake the back, Hundley, pump fakes to Drake, now he goes to Drake, 5, diving to the 2. Hill in motion, Hundley takes it himself, a block and a touchdown. Ball put down, kick is away, short, Baltimore.
And on Sunday, the Ravens escaped the Broncos 10-9 in the absence of Lamar Jackson, who got injured with a knee injury in the first quarter. I hope he'll be okay because I don't think he'll play against Pittsburgh on Sunday. A huge game at Heinz Field, obviously. I think it is. Yeah, it is. It's at Heinz Field. Okay. So yeah, I hope he can play, but that might not be great there. Broncos are 3-9 now. I mean, they're not very good. They kind of suck. They're worse than the Rams. They're kind of screwed. That pick was for Russell Wilson wasn't great. In all honesty, though, Russell Wilson took way too many sacks, but he really wasn't that awful. 17 of 22, 189. He just isn't throwing the ball downfield, number one enough. I actually don't think he was that inaccurate today. He just wasn't decisive. He hasn't been the whole season. They didn't run the ball for crap either. Greg Dulcich was the leading receiver. Dulcich was the leading receiver. I'm good with that for fantasy. 6 for 85. Jerry Jeudy 4 for 65. No one else did anything defensively. Alex Singleton was a monster. He was really good. Josie Jewell 7 and 10. I mean, he gave up that 1 touchdown at the end of the game. I don't really care. Joseph Simmons is still an elite safety. 2 interceptions, 4 tackles, 2 sacks by Deshaun Williams. Baron Browning had a sack, and Jonathan Cooper also had a sack. So their edge guys were showing up. But I gotta say, DJ Jones and where is he? So yeah, DJ Jones and Deshaun Jones? Where's the other Jones guy? Not Damari Mathis. Oh, Draymond Jones. They did absolutely nothing up the middle. They literally absolutely nothing. It was just the linebackers cleaning up, which I wouldn't say is bad, but they didn't even get penetration. Brendan Maness, of course, missed that long field goal at the end. Tyler Huntley was pretty serviceable, 27-32, 27 touchdown, got interception, my bad. One thing I had to say, if he got that ball, gets the ball a little quicker on some of those throws, then they would be getting more first downs, but really efficient. They didn't run the ball particularly well, of course, with Tyler Huntley, a quarterback, but he had a rushing touchdown. James Prochet had an interception as well. He threw an interception on that busted trick play. Mark Andrews also had 4 for 53. That was really it. Defensively now, Patrick Queen was pretty good. Roquan Smith was also pretty good. Von Humphrey had a sack. Didn't do much in coverage, though. Adafe Owe had a sack. Defensively, they gave up some, bad coverage busts. But Russell Wilson didn't take advantage of it. Stats. The Ravens had more total yards somehow, but they did. And obviously, the time possession 32-24, and of course, it's 4 sacks to 2 sacks. Maybe not that great, but Russell Wilson just got the ball out quick, number one. Number two, he did take some bad sacks. Those 2 sacks were not good sacks. And of course, 2 interceptions by the Ravens. They escaped the Broncos, a game they should not have won, but they played 3 really horrible teams in the past 3 weeks. They got to step it up next week, obviously. But when you're last place in the AFC North, this is a big advantage for them. So yeah, they stunk it up last year. Let's hope they don't lose their last 5 like they did last year. Anyway, let's get right to the keys of the game grades for both these teams. Okay, for Denver, run the ball 15 plus times the first half. They actually did commit to it and hit the receivers in the flat. That was Russell Wilson's bread and butter. And Russ has to be more decisive on third down. He wasn't decisive whatsoever in this one. Yeah, he only had 5 incompletions. A lot of those were checkdowns, which I'm okay with. Eventually, I'll honestly give them a minus. I don't actually think they were super horrible. Yeah, no touchdowns isn't great, but it was better than, I'll give them 2 minuses. They've been better than they were the past couple of weeks. Broncos defense hold the Ravens in the red zone. They did. And bend but don't break. They did exactly that as well. Defensively, I'll actually give them 4 pluses. They had a big bounce back from last week. I just don't think, again, they could have just done a little bit more there. But they were really good. I'll actually give them 5. They were really freaking good. Let's get to the Ravens. And now for Baltimore, 80+% red zone efficiency, not even close. LAMAR 300 plus passing. Their team didn't play the whole game. Offensively, with Tyler Huntley, and I actually just have to give him a minus. I thought Tyler Huntley could have done more, but I really don't think they were super duper bad. Don't collapse in the fourth quarter. Ravens defense almost did, but they didn't, so I will give them 3 pluses. The Ravens didn't play a very good game, but again, they came through, as they usually do, kind of like the opposite of last week. But they're now 8-4. They're still first place in the division. They got the Steelers next week. Broncos, who the heck are they playing? Oh, wait. Shoot. Chiefs on the road. At home. So that would be a good game for them. No, they're going to get their butts kicked. But yeah, next game, Steelers to Falcons. Here are the highlights for this one.
Catalan and James Lofton.
JB, thank you. Today, the terrible towels are in Atlanta.
And the hold of Presley Harvin. That kick is off the upright and in. 6 yards away, and no kiss is necessary this time. Attempt now after the sack. It's a 50-yard field goal for Younghoe Koo. And this one is good. Bottom of your screen, Pickett looking the other way, throwing end zone wide open, caught! Touchdown! Connor Hayward! Let's see how the Falcons respond. Mariota looking deep on first down. He's got London down there. Low snap. Mariota. Nowhere to go with it. Trying to get away. Keeps it alive. Now looking deep. Down the field is Hodge. Incomplete. Kick on the way. Leaking left, but he tucks it in. Looking for the hat trick on the way, and it is good. Here comes the blitz. Mariota just throws it. London is down there. Incomplete. Play clock down to, and Wright is right on target. Play action. A pass. Michael Pruitt spinning to the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. And his kick is good. Trying to get in field goal range with no timeouts. Mariota throwing, intercepted. Fitzpatrick, and he'll just go out of bounds.
My bad. And on Sunday, the Falcons blew it 19-16 against the Steelers. They won their second in a row. Yeah, the Steelers, they might be 5-7, but they've won 3 out of the last 4. And yeah, they probably won't get to above 500 or 500 even then. But it would be really cool if they could. 19-16 win over the Falcons. Falcons are now falling 5-8. Their playoff hopes are dwindling. Meanwhile, for Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, he was pretty good. 16-48, 197 touchdown. A lot of high throws, but didn't really matter when Najee Harris was running the ball pretty well. 17 for 86. He's still running the ball. Yeah, he is. And he's been a lot more explosive. They ran the ball a lot with a lot of different guys. I don't know why Jalen Warren only got 1 carry because he looked really good, but in practice really. But I really don't know. Pat Fryermuth threw 3 for 76. Really didn't if you watched it the film didn't really do a lot, but had 3 big catches, I guess. DeAndre Johnson pretty productive. He still hasn't had a touchdown this season though. 5 for 60. Connor Hayward the first career touchdown, good for him. Defensively, Minka Fitzpatrick had the game-sealing play. He's been their MVP this season, and 5 tackles as well. Larry Ogunjobi had 4 tackles. Cameron Hayward had a sack. Defensively, they weren't perfect, but they held the Falcons when they needed to. Mariota was really average, 13 of 24, 167 touchdown interception. They ran the ball pretty efficiently. Some bad runs, but they were efficient in total. Drake London 6 for 95. Yeah, whatever. Michael Pruitt had a touchdown. Yeah, no one did a lot. Drake London had his best career game this season of his career. So yeah, other than that, no one really did a lot. My CKS didn't catch a bomb. Rashawn Evans had 6 tackles. Richie Grant had 4 tackles. Darren Hall and Adekungbo Ogundenji and Troy Henderson and Grady Jarrett and AJ Terrell all had 3 tackles. And Michael Walker assisted on 6 tackles as well. That's all I got for that. And, of course, statistically, 351 yards for the Steelers, 306 total yards for the Falcons. Rushing yards, 154 to 146. And 33 minutes of possession, 27 minutes of possession, interception for the Falcons, only turnover, and only 1 sack in total for both teams. That's all I got for this one. Let's get right to the keys to game grades for both these teams. And for the Steelers offense, 50 most points in the first half like last week. They actually got 13. Or did they? Maybe 16. Let me check. Let's get out of that game. And where is it? They scored 16 points in the first half. They did exactly what I wanted. So yeah, they did good there. Yeah, they scored enough points. More big plays in the deep middle of the field. They did get some big plays over the middle. And Kenny Pickett has to put more touch on the ball in between zones. Still struggling with that. I don't expect him to really hit those throws just yet. Footwork still working out. He just does, and I don't think he just doesn't. Well, it's not the arm. It's just the fact he might not have the arm talent yet to do it. Not the arm strength, because you don't have to have great arm strength to do it. You really don't. But yeah, still working on that. Offensively, I'll give them a plus. They did their job. Defensively, under 125 total rushing yards. I don't think they got that. 3 or less 20+ yards plays and 3+ sacks. They got one of those, which means I'll give them an underscore. I'll actually give them a plus. They held them, but I don't think their defense did a ton. They made a big play at the end of the game. Good there. Now let's get to the Falcons. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, boy, their offense just did not score enough points. I don't really care. I don't care you have 5 turnovers. You score 50 points. You should win. But yeah, offensively, just like, oh my God, you gotta score more points there. I gotta give them a minus. They were able to move the football really well, though. Falcons defense don't get burned in the middle part of the field. They didn't. And, well, maybe once or twice. And better gap control off the edge. They were not able to do that. Defensively, I'll have to give them 2 minuses. The Falcons didn't really actually play that bad of a game. It's just the fact they couldn't come through in the red zone, and their defense gave up way too much crap off on the edge. That's all I got for this game. Let's get to the Jags and Lions. And, boy, the Lions did bounce back from Thanksgiving.
Chilly day in Detroit, but fans eager to get inside to Ford Field to see the Lions, who still have slim wild card hopes. ETN with a first down and a lot of room. Ball came out as Goff has time, tipped, and caught eventually right at in the backfield. He gets the football, he gets the touchdown. Time for Lawrence, going deep for Kirk, and he's got it! Christian Kirk for the Lions. The kick from 31 yards away. That's been the difference for Goff, who's airing it out deep for DJ Chark. He hangs on. The end zone, catch made, that's a touchdown! Amon-Ra St. Brown. 2 total kicks in 6 games and delivers now a 14. Heat on, tough snap, well handled. Patterson delivered. Kind of an interesting call by Dan Campbell. I know that they count on their running game, but he set up a 38-yard. Pressure coming, he's sacked at the 32-yard line. James Swift straight ahead and to the goal line. They're marking him just short. Swift. DeAndre Swift and touchdown Lions. There is the touchdown to Evan Ingram. Fakes to Trevor Lawrence, but it's Jamal Agnew gliding into the 3. His kick is good. Goff keeps, he throws wide open, it's another Lions touchdown, and it's another one for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And the Lions blow out the Jaguars by 26, 40-14 at home. I mean, this is a win, especially when you got the Vikings coming in here next week. 3 straight home games I think they have on their schedule. Yeah, it was a huge win for them. Trevor Lawrence actually wasn't super bad. It's just the fact that he just wasn't very efficient, number 1, and number 2. I mean, like, they got slaughtered. Trevor Lawrence, 17-31, 179 touchdown. Had some issues on film, but nothing notable. They couldn't run the ball very well. Yeah, Travis Etienne, really, it was just garbage time rushing yards. Jared Conner, I guess that's his name now. I call him Snoop Conner, but whatever. Yeah, Snoop Conner. Got his first career carry, and it was for 6 yards. Maybe want to give him the ball more. Hint, hint. But yeah, Christian Kirk was pretty productive, 6 for 104. Evan Ingram had a touchdown as well with 5 and 30. Defensively, I think Floyd had a pretty awesome game for 11 tackles, 4 assists. Chad Mamba had 1.5 sacks as well. Devon Hamilton also pitched in with half a sack. Riley Patterson 2 for 2 on his field goals, and yeah, that's all I got there. Over the Lions, Jared Goff was elite, 31 of 41, 342 touchdowns. He didn't miss at all. Jamal Williams wasn't very efficient. Again, he had his rushing touchdown though, leading 14. Janice Swift finally had one on 14 carries for 62 yards. Amon St. Brown continues his dominance, 11 for 114, 2 touchdowns. Maybe not the greatest average, didn't matter though. DJ Chark 5 for 98, two really good games by those two guys. Janice Swift also 450 on the ground, through the air, showing how productive he is in the passing game. And then Jameson Williams, did he get a target? I guess he did, because he's on the shit stat sheet, but I didn't really see him play at all. Didn't even see like one thing out of him. No, I watched him run 2 routes he ran. One of them was a really good dig route that just Jared Goff just didn't throw it to him because like again was like wide open. But and he ran a streak where they just didn't throw it to him. Kirby Joseph 7 tackles. Alex Anzalone 5. No wait, never mind. On the dig they did no wait. I didn't watch the target. My bad. Whatever. But yeah, those are 2 plays. Kirby Joseph 7 tackles. Alexander only 5 tackles. Will Harris had 4 tackles. Obviously, James Houston had half a sack. Aiden Hutchinson and Benito Jones combined for a sack as well. Michael Badgley had 4 field goals. Good for fantasy owners who have him. Don't know who would, but maybe. They had the ball for like 37 minutes as well. They just imposed their will and again 1 fumble. For the Jags was the difference. Let's get and third down efficiency, like 5 more third down conversions on the same number of attempts. It's not good for the Jaguars, and they had 4 fourth down attempts. Now let's get over to the keys to the game grades. Now talking about the Jags, their offense was pretty bad. I mean, like they were horrible on first down. Second down they actually were pretty decent. Third down they were again horrible. 25% conversion rate. I mean, a lot of them were long anyway. But again, first down they were just so bad. Offensively, you can't win when you're that bad on first down. 3 minuses. Okay, Jags defense, under 20 points allowed, not even close. They were horrible. I mean, horrible as well. I'll actually give them 5 minuses. That's the worst I've seen them play this year. The reason I gave them like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they were on the field the whole game. They were gassed. You don't give them 6 minuses. They were on the field their whole game, though. The Jags offense did not do them any favors whatsoever. And really, they actually made a couple of stops, surprisingly. Let's get to the Lions now. And for Detroit, combined DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams in the red zone to create even more opportunities. Absolutely did that. Offensively, I'll actually give them 7 pluses. 40 points is 40 points. Lions defense 3+ sacks and turnovers. They didn't get 3 turnovers. Maybe they got 3 sacks. I don't know. They got 2. Okay, defensively, I'll give them 3 pluses. It wasn't pretty the whole game for sure, but again, I'll give them 4 because when you can dominate a first down, you get a 4. Okay. This is probably the weirdest game of the week. It was the most important game of the week for both these teams. Commanders and Giants, here's the highlights from this wild, weird game.
Taylor Heineke and the Washington Commanders getting set to take on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants. And
hits the hole and he goes.
And he hits the 1,000-yard mark for the 3rd time in his career. Jones, ball comes loose. Here's Joey Sly. 21-yard attempt from the right hash. Sly's kick is good.
Hoping that one guy gets open.
Here they come. Heineke able to get rid of it. McLaurin makes the catch. Breaks free into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. 2nd down and 8. Jones found a lane. 1st down and more. There is a flag. Former Washington Commander. This will be a 48-yard attempt from the left hash. Renault's kick. Giants with 2 tight ends from the 19-yard line. Play action as Jones fires downfield. Slayton yards on the ground today. Hands it off to Barkley. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown Giants. From the right hash.
A zone read. Fake it to Saquon, who everyone was keying on, and maybe get Daniel Jones out the back end. So you got to give credit to the Commanders.
Again under pressure. He was hit as he got rid of it. Question is, was the second goal? The fake to Barkley. Jones throws, end zone, touchdown! Fence. And now Heineke over the middle, it's Dotson. Dotson spins, goal! To the end zone, touchdown! Afternoon. 2nd down and 8. Curtis Samuel across midfield.
That's Zion Gilbert, and they've been really attacking him in this second half.
Heineke under pressure from Thibodeau. From 58, Gano's kick is short.
And, yup, they tied in overtime. Commanders and Giants tied 20-20. What the heck was that? I really don't know what to tell you. Obviously, the Colts and Texans earlier this season tied 20-20. So, yeah, I guess teams tied now 20-20. Taylor Heineke was phenomenal. 27-41, 275, 2 touchdowns. A couple bad incompletions, but that was really it. Antonio Gibson was really good. I think he should have got more carries than Brian Robinson Jr. because he was more explosive, but 21 for 96 is not bad by him. Okay, Terry McLaurin, number 1 guy, 8 for 105 touchdown. Curtis Samuel, 6 for 63. Jahan Dotson, also 5 for 54 touchdown. All their 3 receivers did really well. Defensively, Kramer Curl was phenomenal. 9 tackles, stuffed Saquon multiple times. Jamin Davis got the job done. Wasn't particularly good in pass coverage, though. Derod Payne had 2 sacks. Not that I don't really expect that much out of him, but he did have 2 sacks. Jonathan Allen also had a sack, and Danny Johnson also did as well. They were getting pressure left and right, as expected, against a really banged up offensive line of the Giants. Joey Slash yanked the field goal. Didn't really matter though in the end. Well, obviously in the outcome, but not really like when it grand scheme of things. Daniel Jones, I mean, he missed like 1 throw the whole game, like literally 1 throw. I can't really say much else. 25-31, 200 touchdown. Saquon was not very efficient. He had like 6 rushes for like 1 yard in the second half, but he did have a touchdown. Darius Slayton 6 for 90, of course. Should have caught that bomb at the end of the game, but 6 for 90 as well. Isaiah Hodgins, 544 Hodgins, 544 touchdown. He's getting in there. They flat out need another receiver. Julian Love had 11 tackles. Nick McLeod had 6. Zion Gilbert had 5. Dexter Lawrence, Mike McFadden both had 4. And they had 4 total sacks. Never mind. Greg Winnow, of course, missed the game-winning field goal, but it was like from 50-something yards out, so I'm not going to hound on them too much. The Commanders had the ball for 41 minutes, but again, it's over like 50 minutes. 70 minutes, so yeah, that's why. Both teams had pretty equal amount of fumbles. Like, yeah, they both turned over the football once. Really competitive game. I just think the Commanders, and like, this game was just really bad in the end. Yeah, the Giants right now. How many? Wait, they 6-1. They've won only 1 out of the last 4 games. They're 1-3-1 in their last 4. Commanders though 30+ points. They didn't get close to that. 35 minutes possession. They really didn't get that, but I'll give it to them. Offensively, I'll actually just give them an underscore. They were playing out fine. They had some bad possessions, but it really didn't matter in the end. Terrible fumble at the start of the first half, but they didn't do anything special. Didn't do anything horrible. They did frustrate Saquon by not giving him the holes in the second half, but they didn't do anything else. Daniel Jones had his way, really took a lot of checkdowns, did 1 big play. For the Commanders' defense, they didn't play very well, but again, I'll give them an underscore because they really limited the Giants' offense most of the game. But I really don't think they played well enough to win for that all. Commanders just played a flat-out average game. And if you're the Giants, if you play like this next week, you're going to get your butt kicked. I'm just saying that because they should have won this game. They outplayed the Commanders, really. They did. They did not have an efficient enough run game. But again, next week against the Eagles, Saquon's going to have to pop off, as they say. Saquon has not played the Eagles since, let's see. No, wait, I think he played him in week 12. But yeah, wait, when did they play him? In Lincoln Financial? Oh, yeah, he played him. But yeah, the Giants, Saquon needs to go off next week if they want to have any shot at even competing with the Eagles. But for the Giants offense, I'll give them a minus. Just for the fact, again, they should have won this game. But they weren't god-awful. I'll just say that. Giants defense, no big mistakes and 2+ turnovers. They didn't make any mistakes. They didn't get enough turnovers. I'll give them an underscore. Really, both teams played a pretty decent game against the Giants offense. Because up front, they just weren't good. They weren't good. That was the reason. Defensively, I'll give them a plus because they did come through really big in the second half. I'll give them a plus there. Giants didn't play a great game. Overall, it was like a meh game. Commanders, again, played dead average. Now let's get to the Packers and Bears. This game was pretty entertaining to watch. Here are the highlights for it.
Aaron Rodgers with a rib injury. He had to lead the game against Philadelphia. Both QBs are ready. Christina Pink, how did they get to that point? Low snap, handled well by Trenton Gill, and Santos makes it.
Contact wins, shoving people around.
Fields, what a move past Nixon. And Justin Fields ahead of the field and gone. What a run. They'll snap it on 4th down. Rodgers steps up, end zone, Watson. This one angles in to make it a 2-score from multiple starters. Crosby, another first down. And the ball's loose. Claypool lost it. It's picked up by the Packers. Packers have been an aggressive 4th down team this year. Rodgers looking to convert. Going deep for Randall Cobb. And it's incomplete.
At this point, defending those routes.
Bears get the ball back. And Justin Fields is looking for Equanimous St. Brown. 1st and goal, Chicago. it to Montgomery with a nice cut. And he powers in for a touchdown. Fake it to Watson, give it to Dillon, and A.J. Dillon on the move into the end zone. So far on the defensive end. Now trying to contain Fields, looking for N'Keal Harry! What a catch! Not been doing a whole lot in the ground game settlement. Santos trying for a field goal, and it was deflected. 2 yards to try to take the lead for Crosby. And sure enough, he,
As a quarterback throwing the football.
looking to throw again. Comeback route, it is picked off potentially by Jair Alexander. PAT and a field goal blocked in a 1-point game. It's not the first time that's happened this year. It's Watson on the end around. He can fly. And he can fly to the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Rodgers, wide open man. It's the veteran. Fields launches it. He's intercepted.
And on Sunday, the Bears they stunk. They lost to the Packers 28-19. They're not 3-10. They've lost 8. Yeah, you heard 9 out of their last 10. They're really bad. Packers now 5-8. I mean, good win, I guess. Going into your bye week, you're gonna heal up. You got a huge game. Well, not a huge game. They should beat the Rams. But after that, you got a huge game, like back-to-back games against the Dolphins and the Vikings. Honestly, I would not say they can't win out. Like, obviously, it's against the freaking Bears. They won by 2 scores. Meh. But I actually do think they could be decent. Aaron Rodgers being injured was pretty good. 18-31, 182 and a touchdown. They ran the ball down their throats. Like, Aaron Jones only 2.9 per carry because he was just shotgun carries. A.J. Dillon, more carries for a good reason. 18 for 93 and a touchdown. Christian Watts, of course, that 46-yard touchdown run as well. He also had a receiving touchdown on a 4th and 4 play before the half. Allen Lazard, 5 for 67. Looked really good. Defensively now, Devondre Campbell wasn't anything special, but he did have 7 tackles. Jair Alexander, of course, had that big interception, but he did get mossed. And did give up a touchdown, so you got to keep that in mind. They were not great at containing Justin Fields really at all, but Keyshawn Nixon had an interception, and they were pretty good against the pass. Justin Fields, I get why he didn't have more carries after that because he did get popped, but he had 6 years at 71 with that long touchdown run. Dan Montgomery had also a touchdown on 61 yards. Probably should have got more carries. They got to run the ball more. Justin Fields' interception, he forced the ball because, again, they were like in the red zone. I'm not going to make any excuses for him. One of his interceptions was absolutely horrid. That was the worst read I've seen in a while. But it was he had 80% completion, which is ridiculous. Equanimity St. Brown, 3 for 85. Cole Kmet, 6 for 72. Of course, N'Keal Harry caught that bomb. Defensively, Jack Sanborn had 8 tackles. Again, he's a football player. That's literally what he is. That's all I got to say about him. He's literally just a football player. Not bad, not good, just a football player. I don't even know what to say. This defense sucks. It's really bad. Carlos Santos did miss a field goal as well. Statistically, the Bears had a lot more yardage. Well, it didn't seem like it, but it felt like they did. They had a lot of rushing yards too. Both teams are pretty even there. The Packers had the ball longer though, and only had 0 turnovers, 3 turnovers. That's a pretty good ratio there for the Packers. And yeah, that's all I got there. Let's get right to the keys to the game grades for both these teams. Speaking of this Packers offense, design more screens, lateral movement. They actually used more lateral movement, which is huge. First down, more productive. It was more productive. I'll definitely say, I'll give the Packers I'll give them 2 pluses. They weren't good in the first half whatsoever. They were just not very good. Against a better team, they get their butts kicked. But I mean, they played better the past couple weeks. Packers defense don't get beat on the edge like last week. They didn't actually get beat on the edge. It was actually up the middle, but they started to tighten up in the running game. So eventually, I will give them a plus. The Packers played a pretty serviceable game overall. Now let's get over to Chicago. And for the Bears, run the ball more early to keep the deficit between 1 score. They did that. 5 was play action on 3rd down. Out to the pocket. They did that as well. But here's the one problem. Justin Fields forced a couple balls, and they didn't really do what they were supposed to in the 4th quarter. That's why I have to give them a minus, but I actually don't think offensively they were really that bad. Defensively, they really just don't have any talent. I like to keep the score down for part of the game, and they actually had a lead at one point, but defensively 2 minuses. They could have done better. Like, they got to somehow generate pressure. I know they're the worst group of pass rushers by far, and just, like, they're the worst defensive line in the NFL. Yeah, maybe Justin Jones, but they suck. They're really bad. But yeah, they still got to play better than they did. Like, they were not good whatsoever. They could have stopped the run, and they just didn't. Okay, now let's get to the next game. Titans-Eagles, big statement for the Eagles, to say the least.
Here in Philadelphia, going to be a playoff field today with 2 really good teams. The 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles hosting the 7-4
Tennessee Titans going deep for the end zone. He's got it. Smith in for the touchdown. Hill can run. He's got a lot of room. He's going to take off. Has yards to go, and he's going to get there. Looking, firing over the middle, and it's caught. Penalty flag as well. It's a touchdown. Hurts. Lofting deep again. Brown is wide open, and he catches. He's going to walk in backwards. On the fake. Tannehill rifles one, and it's caught. Okonkwo has it, sprinting free inside the 20. The kick is up, and it's perfect from Bullock. So again to the outside, Hurts trying to get there, and he's in for the touchdown. The 7-yard gain. Couple pumps. Hurts going deep for A.J. Brown. He has got it. Nope, they're going to get to Miles Sanders, who walks in. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Titans back-to-back losses against teams that are now 4+ games over 500. Titans, this is a bad loss, but they're still going to win the division. They're not 7-5 have lost back-to-back games. 35-10 blowout loss to the Eagles. Of course, the Eagles scored like 21 points unanswered. That's the reason they won this game, 35-10. Hint, hint. Ryan Tannehill was pretty good, just could not keep up with Jalen Hurts in any sense of the imagination. Derrick Henry has not ran the ball well in the past 3 weeks. That's a problem. They need to figure out what the heck's going on there. Well, I really just got to say the gaps aren't that big, and Derrick Henry just isn't freaking running the ball well. But yeah, 14-22, 141, a touchdown for Ryan Tannehill. He was their leading rusher as well, which tells you they're struggling to run the ball right now. Chuizumi Okonkwo, 4 for 68. Good game for him. Good game. Traylon Burks had 1 touchdown, got concussed. Probably the reason they lost. Robert Woods got 1 target. That's inexcusable. Should have got more. Nick Westbrook flat out couldn't get open, and C.J. Board sucks. He shouldn't be on a team, but he is. Trey Avery, he's the worst starting cornerback in the NFL. He's god-awful. I don't care his 66 PFF grade. He's so bad. He's so bad. Oh my god, he's so bad. On film, he gets burned every single play. I don't think he got burned in the A.J. Brown touchdown. He might have. I don't even know. But he's just awful. Kevin Byard, Joe Schobert, 4 tackles, and same with Amani Hooker, Roger McCreary as well. Amani Hooker struggled, and I mean struggled playing one high. Kevin Byard, I'm not saying he played well either. He did not. He kind of laid an egg. But I got to say, Amani Hooker, he needs help back there. And Christian Fulton did not play as well. Yeah, he's a good press corner, but you need guys against A.J. Brown. Bud Dupree and Mario Edwards Jr. both had sacks though. Randy Bullock had a field goal. Jalen Hurts was phenomenal, 29-39, 382, 3 touchdowns, ridiculous. He also had a rushing touchdown. Didn't run the ball well other than that though, so I guess good job if you're the Titans. A.J. Brown 8 for 119, 2 touchdowns. Headliner of the game. Devontae Parker also at 5 for Devontae Smith 5 for 102 and a touchdown. Jack Stoll also 3 for 41. Kenneth Gainwell 3 for 38 and Quez Watkins 5 for 37. And Grant Calcaterra also had a 19-yard catch. Nakobe Dean had 4 tackles, kind of in garbage time. T.J. Edwards was really good though, 4 tackles. Josh Sweat had 2 sacks. And Javon Hargrave they actually had 5 total sacks. 6, never mind. They got a lot of sacks. And looking at the stats, the Eagles just dominated this game in every facet, other than the running game. And even that, the defensive lines dominated this game. 6-2 sacks. No, they didn't actually turn over the ball again. The Eagles, it felt like they had the ball longer than they did, but probably just garbage time. The Titans just struggled to move the football in total. With that, let's get right to the keys to game grades for both these teams. And for Tennessee, run the ball 25+ times for Derrick Henry. They didn't get close to that. Ryan Tannehill 3+ second half touchdowns. They didn't even get close to that either. They laid an egg in the second half. 5 minuses offensively. You cannot have that happen. Their defense did limit the amount of yards part of the game. 20+. They did give up a lot of those. They did not limit any of those. They were on the field a little too long as well. Defensively, 3 minuses. The reason why the offense did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. And defensively, yeah, just not it either. I'll give them 4 minuses. Now let's get over to the Eagles. And for the Eagles offense, Jalen Hurts 80+ rushing yards. Didn't get that though. 3 3/4 is the only way he'll be able to move the football in the run game, which he didn't get though because he just threw the ball. Offensively, 5+. I think they could have put up more points, but again, they were blowing them out, so who the heck cares? Eagles defense, take shots. Derrick Henry to the boundary. Yeah, they did that somewhat, but again, they just stuffed them. And they got a good lead. Defensively, they didn't have to do a lot. That's why I only give them 4+, but they definitely got the job done. That's all I got for this one. Let's get to a crazy game. The Vikings, they just keep winning those 1-score games.
Minneapolis.
It is a critical matchup. The Vikings and the Jets. Kevin O'Connell, Robert Saleh lead their teams. Next. Back out of Maryland, former Detroit Lion. White looking, throws, popped up in the air, and intercepted. Attempt for Greg Joseph. He's had problems from distance, and those problems end now. 48-yard attempt for Zuerlein, and he drills it. Handoff, Cook, stutter step, he's in! Touchdown, Minnesota! On first down, Cousins, stop, throw, deep shot, it's caught! Down for Minnesota at the 14-yard line. Handoff, Madison breaks through for left arm. Joseph will hold it. 60-yard attempt from Zuerlein. It has more than enough. Zuerlein the second quarter. And this one, he connects.
Same protection for his receiver.
White, 2nd and 8. Fake it. White sets, throws, open. He's got Uzomah.
Pressure on the Vikings.
30-yard attempt for Greg Zuerlein, looking for his 4th field goal of the day. And for Greg Game, now can the Jets cash in with a touchdown. Movement from Uzomah. White slings it in stride, breaking away. Garrett Wilson. Wilson, a big play downfield. Wilson still going along the sideline. Zuerlein curls it through. Is it Jefferson time? Cousins throws, caught, Jefferson! The NFL, haven't been to the postseason since 2010. Give it to Knight, has some room, Knight working the sideline, Donovan Knight, bam, trying to go. White, pump, White trying to run, he is leaning forward.
I think he's a little short.
Knight in the backfield, White trying to get in there, redirects, they push the pile. Did White break the plane?
No.
He did not. For it on 4th and 10. Deep drop. White sets. Throws. It is caught. Corey Davis. Motion man. White looking. White slings it. Barrios did not secure it.
Dangerous pass rushers right here and right here.
4th down. Jets down 5. White launches. Picked off.
Somehow the Jets came close, I guess, but the Vikings, they're 9 and what are they? 9 and 0 in one-score games, 10 and 2 now, 27-22 win. Huge win over the Jets, who fall to 7 and 5. Mike White again, that bad interception to start. The second one, I mean, he had to throw it to the end zone. They had like 10 seconds left. 31-57, 369. They did not run the ball. Like, yeah, they could say they run it enough, but like Mike White, like in the red zone, they just they didn't score enough. They didn't get that touchdown. Mike White, of course, ran for a touchdown, though. James Robinson getting 4 carries is, again, inexcusable. But I guess he's hurt. I really don't know what's up with him. Donovan Knight, of course, that long run, 15 for 90. Don't know who he is, but he's not on this team. I think he was on the practice squad, though. Garrett Wilson, 8 for 162, continues to be a stud. Of course, that huge play. Corey Davis, 5 for 85 as well. Ty Johnson, 6 for 38. C.J. Uzomah also had a 1 big catch, as he usually does every single game. Jordan White had 8 tackles. They had 2 total sacks. Quentin Williams and Carl Lawson. Didn't see any John Franklin Myers in this one. Literally nothing. That's probably one of the reasons they lost. Greg Miller had 5 field goals, though. Good for him, but like not good for the Jets. He also had a 60-yarder, I think. Kirk Cousins was pretty much average. 21-35, 173 touchdown. They didn't run the ball efficiently per se, but they had 86. They had over 100 total yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Unlike the Jets. Okay, Justin Jefferson got clamped by Sauce Gardner when he was on him. I don't think he had a catch. Maybe he had a couple, but it wasn't anything special. He did have a touchdown, though. John Rager, of course, caught that big play. And Adam Thielen, 2 for 27. One of those is like a 5-yard loss. We also had a big completion downfield. Eric Hendricks, 9 tackles. Harrison Smith and Karen Byland both had big interceptions. The defense stepped up. Brad Jones had the team's only sack. And looking at the statistics, I think the Jets should have won this game. They had so much more yardage. And they had the ball a lot longer. It felt like that. And they just those 2 bad interceptions by Mike White. But overall, I don't think he played bad. So yeah, that's all I got for this one, guys. Let's get right to the keys to the game grades for both these teams. And for this Jets offense, 40-plus run designs, Mike White short completions. They did actually the Mike White short completions, but they didn't run the ball even close to 40 times, which you could say is the reason they lost. But offensively, I'll give them an underscore. They played pretty well. They just did not convert in the red zone when they needed to. Jets defense, get after Kirk. They did. Sauce on Justin Jefferson. Yup. Impact players. Yup. Defensively, really, they did what they were supposed to, so I will give them 2 pluses, but they were honestly, they did their job. Like, that's all I gotta say about their defense. They did their job. That's all that. Like, literally, that's it. Time for the Vikings. And for this Vikings offense, get down and click the ball, touches with within rhythm somewhat. Make Sauce focus on Justin Jefferson, opening up the back shoulder throws. Not really. He still stares at Kirk Cousins, and he's like, oh, crap, I can't throw it to him because that guy's too dang good. Yeah, but for the Vikings offense, I'll give them an underscore. I actually don't think they played well whatsoever, but they didn't turn over the football, I guess. Vikings defense pressure Mike White and Punisher running it backs in the big gaps. The X factor of this game was this defense. I'll actually give them 5 pluses. Yeah, they got the ball moved on them really well, but they just tighten up. Like, when you can just play that type of red zone defense, you'll beat anyone. Like, literally anyone. That's all I got for this one, though. Let's get right to the next game. Dolphins 49ers. Big statement game for both these teams. Costly over the 49ers. Obviously, you didn't see in the beginning. Yeah, Jimmy G, he's out for the season with a broken foot. But, yeah, here are the highlights from that one.
Going with a quick throw down the seam, and it's Trent Sherfield. A big play on the first one. Home run. Play 1 to the house. Game calls for it. Garoppolo climbs the pocket, has McCaffrey. Defender fell. Niners took advantage. For Robbie Gould, who pokes it through. And not do it. Purdy looks to throw. Juszczyk. Touchdown, San Francisco. Sanders will. 4th down and 4. Here comes the blitz. Purdy steps into it. Ayuk goes up. Howard comes up with a pick. 49ers twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. One more shot for the Niners. Purdy underneath for the touchdown. Diving pick. Jimmy Ward makes it a 2-score game. Roll him on the first play of this drive. Edwin gets intercepted. Just a bad throw behind a wide-open Hill. 15 as the 4th begins. He's given time, steps into the throw, and he's got a first down. Out on 1st and 10. Again, well protected. Here's a deep ball. Launch Hill. Perfectly dropped in. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tagovailoa throws and gets a first down. Whips one to the sideline. It is caught for a first down. Mike Gesicki's first catch of the day is from the 41. McCaffrey cuts it back into the clear. Christian McCaffrey. Robbie Gould. Doesn't matter. Tagovailoa hit as he throws. Ball is out. Ball is live. And it is a touchdown for Dre Greenlaw. Minute 53. He'll load up and throw an interception.
And the 49ers keep winning their 5th in a row. Yeah, they beat the now at 8-4, knocking off the Dolphins. Blowout win towards the end, 33-17. Oh yeah, the Dolphins had their worst game of the season, like at least offensively, like literally their worst game. Of course, they did lose Jimmy Garoppolo for the 49ers. Maybe get Baker Mayfield. I really don't know for sure though. Horrible. One of his interceptions was absolutely horrible. The other one, what was the other one? Wait, I can't remember his other one. Whatever. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 295 yards, 18-33. Look for a big play too much, made too many mistakes. They didn't run the ball way too little. Like 8 rushes is stupidly bad. Skylar Thompson scores through it right to the guy front one at the end of the game. Tyreek Hill, big game, yes, but a little bit too reliant on him. 9 for 146 touchdown. Jalen Waddle, I don't know what the heck was up with him. I think he might have got hurt when I really think about him. Trying to serve, of course, a touchdown on the first play of the game. Defensively, Christian Wilkins, 8 tackles. Jerome Baker had 6 tackles. They had, 3 sacks, I think? 4 sacks, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Interception, though. Defensively, they kind of took advantage of it, but they really didn't do what they were supposed to in the end. Niners, Brock Purdy did what he was supposed to do, and then some. 25-37, 210, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. CMC wasn't very efficient, but did have a couple huge runs for them. Not just length, but also like when timely. He was the leading receiver as well as 8 for 80 and a touchdown. Debo had 4 carries, 5 yards, more like 15 yards, but again, one play just got blown up. 6 for 58 as well through the air. And Kyle Juszczyk had a receiving touchdown. Defensively, Dre Greenlaw, 7 tackles, very serviceable. Jimmy Ward had interception. Nick Bosa putting his name in there for defense play of the year. Outplayed Micah Parsons, 3 sacks as well. Fred Warner, of course, with that bad, dumb interception. And Demander Lenore had an interception as well. 4 field goals from Robbie Gould, and statistically pretty even actually overall, other than, of course, the freaking rushing yards. The 49ers dominated this game in terms of possession, and they had 3 less turnovers, 4-1 turnover ratio. That's all I got for this one. Let's go right to the keys of game grades for both these teams. And for this Dolphins offense, Tua has to be able to throw passes off balance and continue to make throws to the deep middle part of the field. He was able to make those deep middle throws, but again, the off balance looked ugly as heck. So, offensively, 3 minuses. Worst game of their season. Y'all give them 4. Obviously, you can say, oh, they suck because of blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they did stink. Defensively, they could not get it done there. And they did kind of take advantage of Jimmy G. But again, they were honestly almost as bad as their offense. I'll give them 3 minuses. Now let's get over to the 49ers. San Fran did not turn over the ball. They stayed really composed offensively. I will give them 2 pluses offensively. They weren't really perfect. Defensively, bad. They shut down one of the highest offenses you could think of right now. 7 pluses. They shut down the Dolphins in every sense. Other than those big plays, I don't really care about it. They shut them down. Seahawks and Rams. Here are the highlights. Really, it was really hard to watch.
The give to Akers, trying to jump cut his way in. He does! It's a touchdown for Los Angeles. Motion. This is Walker on first down. Gaping hole. Walker bouncing to the outside. Oh, baby. Kenneth Walker. 2nd and 6. Smith looking for somewhere to go. Get clean. Open is Lockett down the sideline inside the 10. Cuts back. Touchdown. Seattle. What we listened to in the car on the way over from Mark Sanchez's request. He demanded that we listen to that. What a grab. Tutu Atwell. For Atwell. Atwell makes the catch, but out of bounds. From 40 yards for Matt Gay. Automatic. Lots of time. Floats it back in the end zone. Fayette all alone for the Seattle touchdown. Toss, another bootleg. Now Wolford set up. It is Rose in trouble, and it's intercepted. Kick by Matt Gay right down the middle. 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Backside motion comes ball out. Loose, wobbling up the field. Rams pounce on it. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Smith loading up for Metcalf down the sideline. Drops it in. DK Metcalf.
Cooler heads will prevail.
Field goal by Jason Myers extends. Rams rush 4. Smith under heat to the sideline. Jones and Wagner almost got there, and the ball ends up in Bobby Wagner's hand. Matt Gay, 32-yard try is. And the lead back to 4. Play action. There's Wolford on the move. Lots of room to roam. He'll have the first down and plenty more. Hesitates, drives, Akers leaning. Touchdown, Rams! They take the lead with 2:56 to go. Waiting for the shotgun snap. The fake. Rolls right. Throws for the end zone. It is caught. DK Metcalf steps up. Over the middle. Intercepted. Cody Barton with the pick. And Seattle will snap the 2-game skid.
Yeah, my Rams are now 3-9. They've lost 8 out of their last 9. They're awful. They're in shambles. Seahawks 7-5, Houston 27-23. Of course, this game should have went to overtime. Rams defense without Aaron Donald blew it. They didn't run the ball particularly enough. Kenneth Walker did get hurt though. That's part of the reason they didn't run it well. Geno Smith 28 of 39, 367, 2 touchdowns, interception. He threw it all over the yard. Jalen Ramsey, of course, should have cut that route, but again, he kind of covered him, kind of didn't. But Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf combined for over like 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, 17 catches. They couldn't slow him down. Noah Fant had 4 for 42 and a touchdown as well. Marquise, and they had a couple guys with make receptions. Jordan Brooks had a sack. Yeah, that's all I got to say about him. 2 interceptions by Cody Barton and Tariq Woolen combined. Uchenna Nwosu had 2 sacks. Earl Taylor had a sack. Defensively, their stars stepped up and did their job. Rams time. Of course, John Wolford, one of the interceptions was BS. The other one was a bad throw, but I actually don't think he played super bad. 14-26, 178. They didn't run the ball particularly efficiently, but Cam Akers did have 2 touchdowns. They ran the ball for over 170-something yards, something crazy like that. But yeah, the best rushing game of the season for sure. Tutu Atwell should get the ball a lot more than he did. Brandon Powell was pretty good. Just Ben Jefferson, 2 catches. He's not a number 1, but he played okay. Darion Kendrick, again, just is not a number. He shouldn't be on the field. Michael Hoyt and Bobby Wagner combined for 2 sacks. Bobby Wagner 5 tackles, 2 sacks, and an interception. I call that a triple-double in basketball. Jalen Ramsey wasn't great, but I don't think he played super-duper bad. Statistically, Seahawks dominated total yards, but the Rams did step up, had 171 rushing yards. They haven't actually had over 200 rushing yards since the 2019 divisional round. So, yeah. But in terms of turnovers, pretty even. And, yeah, sacks, same. Really even game. Just Seahawks came through in the end. And for Seattle, give Kenneth Walker the ball every play. They tried to, but again, he got hurt. So, offensively, though, 5 pluses. They took care of what they were supposed to. No, actually give them 4 pluses because they did give a lot of sacks. It was kind of a sloppy game, but they just got the ball to their playmakers. Defensively, again, same thing. I'll give them 2 pluses. Don't think they played very well against the run, which is could kill them next week against a team that is not very good. But again, they were 2 pluses. They got the job done, and their stars stepped up when they needed them to. Now let's get over to the Rams. In for LA, run the ball or throw screens to the running backs every play. They actually got the running backs involved heavily, which I'm happy about. But again, just didn't get through at the end. Like, I actually don't think they played super bad. In the red zone, they weren't good enough. I'll give them a minus. It could have been a lot worse though. They scored their most points in a while. But yeah, I want to give them an underscore. But I have to give a minus because again, they just didn't convert in the red zone. Yeah. If you didn't know, I'm being a little hard on them because again, I always am with the Rams. But yeah, for this Rams defense, you've got to stack the box and fit the B gap. See guys against Kenneth Walker, they weren't able to do that well whatsoever. Defensively though, I'll give them 2 minus. Cut them a little stack. Cares no Aaron Donald, but they won't have him for a while. They got to figure that out sooner than later. Chargers, Raiders, here are the highlights for this one. A big win for one of these teams.
Are set to face off the LA Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 13 finds the
Arizona until that 4th quarter.
Carr. There's Jacobs once again. Jacobs lost the ball. Herbert on the run. Brought down. Play clock expires. That popped up into the air. Picked off by the Chargers. Coming back with the football is Bryce Callahan to the end zone for the touchdown. And that's perfect. 11th eventually handed off to Jacobs, and Jacobs up the middle for the touchdown.
Take advantage of the defense.
Carr stands in, down the sideline, has his man open and hit it. On its way. And good. This is a 34-yarder. That is good. Carr with time and over the middle, and he's got his man wide open. That's Devontae Adams. Adams inside the 40. Get a field goals here at home. And he pulled it. You bet. Here's a quick pass to Eckler. Eckler, 25, 30, has a first down. Lost the ball. Ball is loose, still scrambling for it, picked up by Nate Hobbs. Carr, gonna go for it all. To the end zone. Caught in the end zone. Gonna throw it deep. Has a man open. Devontae Adams. Touchdown. Jacobs back into the lineup. And he gets the handoff. And he breaks free. Inside the 20. Carlson from 25 yards. They need the 23 for a first down. Herbert with time. Now running out of time. Throws on the run. Down the sideline. Caught in the end zone. Keenan Allen for the touchdown.
And they bring it
over the middle. Receiver goes down. Middle of the field again, and the catch is made by Carter. He can't get out of bounds.
All right, the Raiders knocked out the Chargers 27-20. Big win for them. In any sense, like literally a huge win for them. Yep, they're not 5-7. They've won 3 in a row. A lot different than their 2-7 start. Chargers scored 6-6. They're just not there yet. They didn't run the ball. Well, they tried to, just didn't do it well. Their offensive line is just not the same without Rashawn Slater. Justin Herbert though, 28-47, 335. Of course, that touchdown to Keenan Allen on that 4th down play. Gerald Everett. They had 3 really good receivers in one. All the guys you'd expect. It stinks without Mike Williams as well because that guy's their big play guy. Deanna Carter had 1 catch as well. Bryce Callahan 4 tackles, interception. He was pretty good. Defensively, just not physical enough. When you can't tackle, it really sucks. Cameron Dicker had a missed kick as well. Raiders, Josh Jacobs is an absolute bowling ball, 144 yards and a touchdown on 26 carries. Maybe not as many touches next week against the Rams on a short week, but you never know. 16 for 30 for 252 touchdowns, interception for Derek Carr. Good game from him. Devontae Adams is a beast, 8 for 177 and 2 touchdowns. Probably put that up against the Rams as well. Did have 8 tackles. Chandler Jones had 5 tackles and 3 sacks. He finally awoke. Max Crosby was getting a lot of pressure as well, though. Isaac Paul Mayo had a sack as well. Yeah, I like what I was seeing from this defense. Daniel Carlson also missed a kick. Total yards, pretty even overall. I guess, yeah, the Raiders had more rushing yards. That was really the difference. 2 turnovers to 1 turnover actually went over in favor, but again, the Chargers offensive line, like, stunk it up. Gave up 5 sacks. Now let's get right to the keys of the game bridge for both these teams. Chargers offense run the ball more than 15 times. They tried, just didn't work out well. And 5 plus Keenan Allen in the red zone. They did get him the ball, which I'm happy about. But again, it's just the fact their offensive line could not block. That's the reason they lost. I got to give them an underscore. They did manage somewhat. They were able to move the football again somewhat. Then their defense, you can't tackle. 3 minuses. They were actually pretty decent in coverage, though. Other than, like, some debacles against Devontae Adams. They were actually making stops. They just can't stop the run, which is a big problem. Okay, now let's get over to the Raiders. And for Las Vegas offensively, I mean, there were some bad moments. Again, the pick 6 wasn't very good. But they kind of figured it out. They tried to hit the ball to Mal Collins to kind of abandon that. Keelan Cole, kind of. And, Josh Jacobs got a lot of carries. I don't like that, though, but I'll still give them a plus. Actually, don't think they played particularly great in the sense of everything, but they were pretty good overall. Raiders defense blew up the run early. Yeah, blitz Herbert on 3rd down. Did exactly that. Blueprint, obviously. They didn't suck on 4th down. I think I would be giving them like 4 or 5 pluses, but I'll still give them 2. They played a good game. Raiders definitely a solid game. This is a game I do think they could have won, and they did win it, so good for them. Okay, this game, the analysis will be on the next, will not be on a Monday. It'll be on like a Tuesday, so yeah. That's what I got there, guys. Chiefs and Bengals, great game. Yeah, let's get right to the highlights of that one.
To the jungle for Kansas City against Cincinnati. The Chiefs and the Bengals about to meet for the 3rd time in the calendar year. Back draw. Burrow has just enough room to find the end zone. It's a touchdown. 26 with Townsend on the hold. Winchester snap. Everything executed to a kick right down. He's got Higgins. Dives for the touchdown. What a play by T. Higgins. Oh, look at him heave it here. That's going to be over. Mahomes gets rid of it, and Kelsey could not turn around with Bell. Mahomes completes it. McKinnon for the touchdown. 5. They seal it. Gives Burrow a chance to chase. And there he goes. Thornhill, he leaps over it. Gonna go back to Valdez Scantling. This time he has it. Went right back to him deep. Gonna run it. Pacheco's got the first. He's got the touch. Kansas City back in front. Good job on the hold by Chrisman, the punter. Rushing 5. Going deep. Battle for it. And Valdez Scantling has another catch in this quarter. It's for real. Mahomes up in the air, and he fumbled as he went across. Did he break the plane? By far the best 2nd and 7th row. Look at him go. Was that designed that way? And 3. 20 Mahomes hit when he threw it. It's Kelsey. Pratt's trying to hold on to him. Needs some help. Ball came out. Ball goal. Backpedaling. And wide open at the 5. And that's a touchdown for Chris Evans. Always thought he's one of the best. Gotta hook it. Gotta hook. Gotta hook. No good. That's not going to continue every year. Last play before the 2-minute warning, and they're in from the 28. Pressure. Pass. Oh, that's going to do it.
And in Cincinnati on Sunday, the Chiefs lost to the Bengals 27-24. Obviously for the Bengals, big win for them, big statement. And for Patrick Mahomes, he wasn't great, but I wouldn't say he was terrible. 16-27, 223 touchdown. We did see him drop back a little too far in some of the misplays and buckets. If you watched him on film, that was a big problem there. Isaac Pacheco, I mean, he was pretty decent. Didn't get a ton of touches, in my opinion. He should have got more. But Jared McKinnon was good, though. They had a pretty efficient running game for the amount of times they did it. 2 total rushing touchdowns as well. MBS caught 2 bombs. Travis Kelce had a pretty productive game, but I think it's his worst game of the season because he did fumble. And he did struggle against some of the linebackers, especially Jermaine Pratt. Jared McKinnon had 2 catches for 9 yards and a touchdown as well. Defensively, though, Nick Bolton had 8 tackles, 8 assists. He was pretty good overall. George Karlaftis had a sack. Overall, just defensively, they had a pretty good game. But again, they just didn't do enough to win against Bengals. Joe Burrow was phenomenal, 25, 31, 286, 2 touchdowns. They ran the ball really well, especially with Samaje Perine. Joe Burrow also had a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 7 for 97. In his game back, he looked really good, as he usually does. Tyler Boyd, 4 for 60. Samaje Perine, 6 for 49. T. Higgins had 3 catches for 35 yards, scores that great touchdown. Chris Evans also caught a touchdown as well. Defensively, Von Bell had 5 tackles. Jesse Bates had 4 tackles, 4 assists. Struggled a little bit over the top, but he made some plays in the box. Sam Hubbard had a sack, and same thing with Joseph Osai. Looking at the statistics in this one, obviously, we'd expect the Bengals to have more yards, and they did. They had the ball longer as well. 1 turnover to 0 turnovers was a big difference. And the Bengals line was actually better than the Chiefs in this one for sure. They were not giving up nearly as much pressure. And they ran the ball more, which is the reason they won. That's all I got for this one, guys. Obviously, yards per play were literally dead even. Let's get right to the keys of game grades for both these teams. And for Kansas City, yeah, I said run the ball efficiently. They were able to 20-plus points in the second half. They didn't get close to that. I think that's one of the reasons they lost, especially up front. They weren't good enough. Offense will still give them an underscore, though, because they were still able to make 24 points against pretty good defense. Chiefs offense, you just got to be able to run the ball more. Number 1, number 2, you got to come through in the second half. Chiefs defense did not bring the same intensity for each quarter on every down. It was a little off and on there. They made some big plays throughout the whole game, but obviously it wasn't consistent. That's one of the reasons they lost. I'll have to give them a minus. Wasn't one of their best showings. Now let's get over to the Bengals. And for the Bengals offense, run the ball 20-plus times. They did that. They ran it really well, especially if Samaje Perine. Joe Burrow has to bring the same magic he did last season. Obviously, on that third down conversion, he did exactly that. He made those when he needed to at the end of the game. Offensively, I'll give them 4+. It was a very good game. Bengals defense controlled the tempo as which Mahomes plays at. They did that. So when he comes in Patriot, you can finally be ready for it. They weren't exactly ready for it for the whole game, but I honestly think defensively they got the job done. I'll give them 2+. Again, the Bengals played a really good game. Maybe not their best game, but they played a really good game. That's the reason they won. They got up early on the Chiefs. Chiefs couldn't do what they wanted. That's the reason they lost in the end. Now let's get to Sunday Night Football. This game was wild, to say the least.
We greet you on an overcast December night in the Metroplex. He's made 6 50-plus kicks this year. Make that 7. Colts bring 5. Prescott throws underneath complete. CeeDee Lamb, was he down? They say no for now, and he's into the end zone. And a first down shot downfield to the rookie Pierce. Alec Pierce with a catch at the 25-yard line. The rookie out of Cincinnati, who's terrific in the air.
This part while he's been here.
Here is Ryan, firing end zone, open for the touchdown, Ashton Doolin. And Dak will give it to Pollard, who walks in for the touchdown. To stay around in this one. Dak protected so well. Gilmore with the pick. No flag, fans wanted it, there was a lot of contact. 4-yard field goal attempt for Chase McLaughlin. Not pretty at all. 2nd and 10 for Ryan, and pass was jumped, and it's intercepted on the deflection. Brown tipped it. On the run to the sideline. And Prescott gets away from Quiddy Pay, throws across. It's Gallup to the end zone. 4 here in the 3rd. Ryan, end zone shot for Pierce, he caught it. Oh, what a play. Ryan rolls it, throws it, and Campbell incomplete.
Linebackers cannot make plays like that.
1st and goal from the 3. Dak, Gallup, got it. Dallas touchdown. They threw it. Such a credit to them through their pain. Wiley Cox fumbled the football. It's recovered by Dallas. And is that Malik Hooker again? It is! Against his own team again! He's pass rushing here. Protected as Ryan throws for granted. And that ball is intercepted.
Is the leader of this team.
On the run, Pollard got a block. Cutting back inside to the end zone for another Cowboy touchdown. Ryan's pass is
got it.
Intercepted.
Moment right here.
It's just like Zeke turns the corner. High steps to the 5-yard line. Which Zeke over? He's got it. And he's got it.
I don't care about next year.
Ryan in trouble and gets sacked. The ball comes out as Matt got twisted there. First
against a team that has a little history against them.
Davis on the run. Malik Davis, first NFL touchdown.
And on Sunday Night Football, the Colts kept it close for basically 3 quarters. They were up. They were down. What was it? 21-19. Then they gave up 33 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. Malik Hooker had 2 big plays. I think they had 2 defensive touchdowns. Maybe Cowboys had 1 or 2. Whatever. They had a big game. Matt Ryan 21-37, 233, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Also had a fumble, 4 total turnovers. Is not okay, but he did play well in the first 2 quarters. Bad mistakes, those are the reason they lost. They didn't run the ball particularly well, but I think it was definitely serviceable. Alex Pierce was definitely their best guy in this one, 486 and a touchdown. Paris Campbell was pretty productive, 443. And Ashton Dolan also had a touchdown. Defensively, Zaire Franklin was not great. He did play pretty well against the run, but wasn't great. Again, Quiddy Pace, 6 tackles, 1 sack, was getting a lot of pressure. Stephon Gilmore also had a big interception. Defensively, they just just let it go in the fourth quarter. They were not good. Cowboys, Dak wasn't perfect, 20 of 30, 173 touchdowns, interception, but he was good enough to win. They ran the ball pretty much as they wanted to. Tony Pollard had 91 yards on 12 carries and 2 touchdowns. Zeke had 77 yards and 70 carries and also a touchdown. And Malik Davis also had rushing touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb had 5 for 71 in their only when a touchdown. Also, Michael Gallup had 2 touchdowns and 4 catches for 23 yards. Defensively, Donovan Wilson had 7 tackles and a sack. Jerron Kurtz had 7 tackles. Deron Bond had 2 interceptions. Crazy. Malik Hooker had an interception and a scoop and score. 2 sacks combined overall. They actually didn't get too much pressure, but gotta admit, the Colts did get the ball pretty quick. Statistically, the Cowboys getting out a lot more yards because, again, they outscored them 33-zip in the fourth quarter. They had actually the ball less, but 5-to-1 turnover ratio was really the difference in this one. That's all I got here, guys. Let's get right to the keys of the game grades for both these teams. For Indy, Matt Ryan has to air the ball once or twice with the Cowboys, take a step back. Exactly that. 200-plus total yards with Jonathan Taylor. He didn't get that much involved, but he did get a lot of touches, which I like. Offensively, they were perfect in 3 quarters, but again, they just had 5 turnovers and 4 in the fourth quarter, which is absolutely freaking ridiculous. Offensively, though, I actually give them an underscore because I like how they played in the first 3 quarters. But bad mistakes, and honestly, they actually didn't play super bad until the end of the game. Don't give them minus because they were so bad in the fourth quarter, but I actually don't think they were that bad in the whole grand scheme of things. Colts defense, no, they're going to get 5 minuses because, again, you can't get 33 points in the fourth quarter. That's just a straight-up fact there. Other than that, though, I don't think they were terrible. Now let's get to the Cowboys. Dallas took care of the business in the end. 20 points and you should have won. They did exactly that. Offensively, they weren't perfect. I'll give them 2 pluses, but again, they got it done in the end. Defensively, I think just the fact they had outscored the Colts in the fourth quarter is something special. I'll give them 3 pluses. The Cowboys just played a phenomenal fourth quarter. That's really the reason they won. Stay around though, guys, because I do have something to share with you guys. It's actually on Andrew Luck. So yeah, I definitely stick around for the end of the video. That's all I got for Sunday Night Football. Keys to the game grades. Let's get right to the Andrew Luck story. And yeah, here's the Andrew Luck story. The day after he retired, Andrew Luck reached into the shower bedroom at his Indianapolis condo and turned the knob. He stepped back and waited for the water to get hot. It was the afternoon of August 25th, 2019, and he was in the fog over what he had done. When Luck told the Indianapolis Colts executives he wanted to walk away from the pool, they didn't believe him. Couldn't fathom it. When are you going to turn it on? They asked 2 weeks before the season began. I'm not, Luck said. When he had told his teammates the season began, I'm not. Oh, my bad. When he had told his teammates he hadn't begun to believe, he'd been able to live the life he wanted to live. They said they understood. Didn't argue. They said they'd see his pain and now since self. But his damn face reddened when he told them. He knew they wanted him for a shot at the Super Bowl, and he knew he wasn't going to deliver. He knew, no matter how guilty he felt, that he wasn't going to change his mind. So yeah, he's not coming back. Almost 3 years later, May morning, Indianapolis, Andrew Luck, blah 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 blah. But yeah, basically, Andrew Luck, he retired, and that's it. That is obviously his teammates weren't very supportive of it. His executives, they were not. So as much as I love Andrew Luck and loved him as a football player, you gotta agree with him. That's just common welfare there. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. If you don't agree with him, you're either a Colts fan who is really, really, really sad about what's happened over the past couple of years, or you're simply just not that smart. That's literally all I have to say. Oh yeah, Portugal won 6-1, so that's cool. But yeah, that's all I got for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this Week 13 NFL Sunday recap. Coming out a couple days late. I'm kind of sick, so keep that in the back of your mind. That's all I got there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you in the next one.
Guerrero, and he scores! Oh, a little more magic from Trevor Zegras. The lacrosse-style goal, Zegras picks it off the ice.